Hi, back again with a couple of Schultz and Larsen rifles. You know that I think these are beautifully made firearms, and I have a couple here, one really interesting one and one sporter. So we'll take a look at these. This is a Model 62. I never came across this particular model before. It's a typical Schultz and Larsen, so extremely well made. As you can see, it's a rear locking action. These are the locking lugs, and I guess one of the reasons they made the action so robust, just have a look at how thick this action is. It's incredible. I guess it's best to see at the front of the receiver. I don't know what that is. It looks like a 1/4 inch, but it's probably measured in millimeters or something. Anyhow, that would prevent action stretch. So these lugs, again, you can see them here, go forward and then turn into recesses here in the kind of the rear receiver ring, although it's more of a tubular action, so it doesn't really have a front and rear ring. But anyway, so that locks in place, and with that thickness of steel, there should be minimal stretch in the action when you fire. This is a 30-06. This is a Weaver steel 10 power scope, some kind of Z rings. I took it to the range, and at 100 yards it shoots to one hole. Maybe I wasn't surprised, or maybe I was. Anyway, trigger is excellent. This is worth talking about. This action is so different. So normally when you close the bolt, you've cocked the action, but not in this case. This is still not cocked. Well, the striker is, but not the trigger. So you have to actually cock the trigger by pushing forward, and I have to use 2 thumbs. Sorry, I'm a little bit scarred up here. I was cleaning gutters. Anyway, now I've cocked the trigger, and then you just touch that trigger. You'll hear it fire. So that's it. So, single shot, of course. Drop the round in, and they've opened the receiver somewhat here. For cartridge access and so on. And if you go back down to the sporter, which is the same rear locking action, this is 65, model 65, I think, L or DL. Let me just see here, DL, beautifully made thing. Anyway, this is 22-250. The receiver is not thick at all, and I guess some people think there's a lot of stretch in the action. I never noticed that much, but I haven't been reloading as much as I used to. Anyhow, getting back to this monster, which sounds like a bad thing, but it's actually a remarkable rifle. So reviewing the whole function, drop a round in. Feeding, of course, is flawless because the round has nowhere to go but in the chamber. That's easy. This is not easy, and a guy told me that's how they operate, that you have to cock the trigger. You would think, though, that would be setting the trigger. That should do something, but it doesn't. Anyhow, I did take it apart, and I couldn't see any way of getting the sear to engage from just the rear trigger. It looks like they want you to have to cock, and you can see it takes substantial force to get that to cock. Anyhow, beautiful European walnut stock. You can adjust it for everything so that it fits you properly. And it's got the excellent Harris bipod. I don't think I've ever had the Harris bipod on a rifle like this, but I can tell you this was much better than the usual sandbags and rubber blocks and leather sand-filled things at the range. That's a very good system. I wouldn't mind if it was in 308, but now I'm turning this thing, and I don't know what this weighs, but this is some serious machinery here, and you can see the model number. And this Weaver scope is the kind of an old Target model, and it has a post reticle, which I haven't seen before in the 10 power, but it was excellent. I just put the top of the post on the bullseye, and it seemed that the bullets had eyes, as they say. So extremely accurate. Schultz and Larsen And I've had those, you know, Remington 40Xs and all the rest of those. They're fantastic, like I call them boringly accurate rifles. This one's got quite a bit of character. It's different. The single shot aspect is neat, and I like the amount of work and adjustment in the stock. And I'm going to swing it around one more time. I don't know what it weighs, like 20 pounds. And it's got some, you know, a rest for your hand here. So it was very comfortable to shoot. You've got a thumb rest here. The whole thing, very well thought out. And I guess in its time, and I didn't check when this was sort of a hot item, probably the 60s, something like that. Anyway, just a fantastic rifle. I'll probably keep it for a while, and then we'll see what happens next. And probably the best thing to do is fold up this bipod. I forget the release. Let me remember. Oh, it just goes forward, not backward. So that's easy. Set that there. And this one, well, the opposite of the 62. This is just a super sporter. It's 22-250. A lot of people use that cartridge for deer, for whitetail, and actually I see a lot of people use 223s, so I would assume if a 223 with those 62 or 64 grain bullets is sufficient, you know, at 100 yards or 200 or whatever, then the 22-250 for sure would be as well. And I'll swing it around. There's really no way to describe how well made this rifle is. As everybody says, made like a Swiss watch. Beautiful bluing. The stock, you know, some people like classic stocks, some people like Monte Carlos. I think the right stock is the one that fits you best, and this one does. It's excellent. Oh, these are BSA bases, and I had some BSA rings. I haven't fired this rifle yet. Anyhow, beautifully made, and two totally different Schultz and Larsens, which was the reason that I thought I should make the video. This is not a set trigger. Oh, did you see that? Watch this. So whoever owned this rifle before me, they turned, it's adjustable inside, so they made it so, they made the sear engagement so minimal that when you close the action, it doesn't cock. I did get it to cock, but yeah, I can't do it now. So what I have to do is take the action out and increase the sear engagement substantially, because we don't want it to be where you slam the bolt shut and it fires. So right now it doesn't cock at all. I can't even show you the trigger operation. This is very common. I've seen this before on used guns. That doesn't mean it's been abused or anything. It means somebody wanted a really fine trigger pull and went too far, and then maybe couldn't figure out how to get it to engage again. So yeah, it's not cocking. That doesn't mean it's a bad gun in any way. So that's about it. Thanks for watching, and if you can buy these Schultz and Larsens, they're not that common, but they are around. I think they're one of the finer actions, even though they're rear locking. So again, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.